When I started construction in 1995, one of the things that used to happen quite often is if you're drilling a hole and the drill gets hung in some way or another, it just twists. Even if you have the handle on there, it could cause your wrist injury. I've had that happen where it just tweaks the wrist pretty good. This has anti-rotation built in. And if you do encounter a place where the drill does get hung up, what happens? It stops the motor. I'm still pulling the trigger. You'll see the lights light up on the anti-rotation and it stops it to help prevent injury. And to reset it, you literally just let off the trigger, start again. Not only that, this drill itself is 3 speeds. It's a 1/2-inch drill, has a ton of power, going to do anything you need it to do. It's just one of the better made drills that I've had the pleasure of having in the shop. Another cool feature of this drill that I haven't seen on any others, if they're available, let me know, is the light settings. You can literally set this light to stay on for 20 minutes with negligible battery impact. It's an LED light, so it's pulling very little power. And if you just need a flashlight or just to light up the area, you can leave that setting and it lights it up. I think that's a really good idea, especially if you work in a lot of dark places. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool feature to have, and you can easily turn that off if you don't need it. This made a major impact on the woodworking world in 2024 by coming up with a new way to do a dado stack. And that hasn't been done in a very long time. This one is even compliant with EU regulations, so if you do live in the EU, you can use this one because they fixed the problems you were having with the old ones, which you weren't supposed to be using. What they did was made this stack locking. In other words, all of these pieces lock together so you don't have any chance of your chipper blades flying forward and hitting any other blades, causing those teeth to come off. That was the main issue with previous style of dado blades. Not only that, it's just an all-around excellent blade. I think this is one of the better dado stacks made. I also have this Freud dado stack. I've had this one for years. This one, I think, it's just the way everything locks together. It's just much easier to put on and off the saw because you're not worried about where the chippers are moving and all that stuff. Everything's locked into place. And the overall performance of the blade works extremely well. With this dado stack, you can cut from 15/64 of an inch all the way to 13/16, so you get plenty of distance there to cut whatever size dados you're going to need. Because this is the first ever compliant with the EU regulations, this changes woodworking for a lot of people in those countries and overall in the US just because of how this works. It locks together. It's just easier to use than standard dado stacks, in my opinion, or just easier to set up. I just really love the innovation that was put into this new dado stack. One of my favorite tools of this year was this very welcome little sander from Milwaukee. This is the Milwaukee 3-inch random orbital sander. This is the M12 version, 12 volt. I'm a big fan of the M12 line. I think this is perfect for smaller parts, smaller areas. I love the very first little detail sander they come out with for getting into tight spaces, up into corners. This is perfect for my uses up inside trays and things like that. And I just like having just a small little detail sander around. I think they did a fantastic job here. First, it has 4 speeds, just a little push button on the top, 1 through 4, so you can really dial down the speed if you need to, or up as fast as you want. Also, the trigger is variable speed, so you can control the speed there. The buttons, the 1 through 4, just basically limit your max speed that you're going to be able to put out. It also has a nice little LED light here. Never really thought about needing a light on a sander, but others pointed out in the original review video that it could be good for kind of getting an eye on your finish or your quality of your sand as you go along. Dust collection works really well. They do include an adapter, which I did appreciate. You can just snap that right on and then plug your Festool dust hose, should you have a Festool, up in there and you're good to go. And I was happy to discover that 3M Extract comes in 3-inch sizes. One thing I'm glad they include in this sander is the little interface pad. This pad gives, so when you're doing roundovers, chamfers, corners, things like that, you're not as likely to do damage as if you were just using the hard pad that comes on it. So I'm glad they include the little soft interface pad. Overall, I think they changed woodworking with this because it gives you that small sander option in a price that's not $700 or $800. Merca, looking at you, there's sanders out there that are in this size range, but they're all way more expensive. While this isn't super cheap, it's still manageable for a lot of people to get a small sander should they need it, so it will change their woodworking. The next tool I think changed woodworking for a lot of you, and proof is they're sold out almost everywhere right now, the Hercules dust extractor. Harbor Freight dropped a bombshell on the woodworking world whenever they released their brand new dust extractor at the price they dropped it at, because if you don't know, dust extractors from everybody else is usually way more expensive, and that includes Festool, DeWalt, Bosch, Fiend. like you name it, and all of them are way pricier than the Harbor Freight. And I reviewed the Harbor Freight and was seriously impressed at the quality and the performance of a dust extractor. So a lot of people want to know, why would you buy a dust extractor versus a shop vac? Well, first, a dust extractor is just that. It's to get the fine dust out. There should be a HEPA filter in there, which the Harbor Freight one does have, to filter out that fine dust. There's also typically a dial on the front that helps you dial down the pressure or the volume of air you're pulling through whatever tool you're using. So if I'm using, say, a track saw with a dust extractor, I want it cranked all the way up, get as much suction coming through there as possible, pull in as much dust as possible. But if I'm sanding, I want to dial that down because I don't want the dust extractor pulling so much air that it pulls the sander down onto the material and causes those swirlies because it's just getting too much pressure on that sandpaper. So that's the main reason dust extractors exist, because you can dial down the pressure that you're pulling through the dust hose. And the Hercules dust extractor is the same. You have that dial up there to dial the pressure down. There's a plug on the front so you can plug up your sanders and things up to the front. Now the only drawback here might be on the plug-in that's on the front of this Hercules dust extractor. It's only 3.5 amps, and where that might matter is if you have a router or a track saw that is higher amperes than that. So it might be a 12 or a 15 amp tool, you might not want to plug it into there. But for sanders, I think you're going to be perfectly fine. I used it with a variety of different sanders in the shop and had zero issues with it. It performed extremely well. And I like the fact that there's also a dust bag included, which keeps those filters from getting stopped up. Plus it has automatic filter cleaning, so it's cleaning those filters as you go to help prevent those from getting stopped up. It's just an all-around amazing tool for only $299 for a dust extractor that performs like this. Changed woodworking for a lot of people, because now you have access to an affordable dust extractor. Maybe one of the most controversial tools that come out just in the last couple of months, but I think changes woodworking for a lot of shops, and that's the Kreg Mortise Mate. Because of the price and because of what it lets you do for this price, I think it does change things for a lot of people. This is kind of like a Festool domino, but different. So a Festool domino is like $1,500 once you go all in and get all the tenons and everything that you need with it. This is $299 and it uses a standard drill. So now you're able to use loose tenon joinery with just a drill and this little jig. This is a well-made jig. It's all metal construction other than the dust collection port, which is plastic, and the actual mounting board, which is plywood. It does come with a drill bit, and you can get other size drill bits so you can go up in sizes should you need that. While not for everyone, I think those that have been using pocket hole joinery and they're wanting to step up their game on some joinery methods, this is a solid option. The way this works is you just lay out your stock. So if you're doing like a butt joint, make sure you mark those lines, and then you can lay it on top of this jig and clamp it down. Once you got it clamped down, you're just going to drill and move the lever side to side, and every time it hits one side or the other, it's going to step a little bit deeper into the cut so that you're not taking off too much during the cut, and you're going to come out with a nice clean hole. And you can dial this in too. You can make it as tight or as loose fitting of a joint as you want. And then you use these tenons, put them all together, and you've got a really nice solid joint. You can use these on miter joints, you can use these on butt joints, square 90-degree joints. I just think it's a great option. I think it changes woodworking for a lot of people who are trying to get into a little bit more advanced joinery versus just pocket hole.